Happy new moon. I just woke up. Let's go ahead and start with a meditation for the morning. So, we're going to close our eyes, start breathing deep into our belly, releasing the tension in our shoulders and our face, opening the heart center, and drawing the shoulders back and down, just creating space. In our busy life, doing nothing is often one of the hardest things that we do. The whole package with breathing, making sure your body is in the right position for relaxation, and setting the intention to create space and choose the emotion that we're going to feel today is a practice. And the more you practice, ideally every day, at least for a couple of minutes, because you can just start with 2, will help us learn how to be in that constant state of relaxation at all times, no matter what's going on around us. And if we can practice being in this state of being at all times, no matter what's going on around us, then the dog barking doesn't disturb us, and the kids screaming doesn't bother us, and the house being messy as soon as you just cleaned it is a non-issue. Helps you really put things in perspective for what's actually important, for what really deserves your attention, your energy. Because we can only divide our attention and our energy so many times before we start feeling the effects of it. But when we know what deserves our attention and our energy, we can teach ourselves to just focus on those things and allow everything else that doesn't really matter to fall to the side. The things that truly require your attention and energy will be unique to you. And that's something that you have to figure out on your own. But be very particular about what you decide gets your attention and energy. Coming back to the breath. Inhaling to full capacity, allowing the lungs to stretch, the diaphragm to massage those abdominal muscles underneath. And the exhale through the nose, fully and completely. Getting out all the stagnant air that's stuck at the bottom. Relaxing the muscles of the body with every exhale. Tuning in to your senses of the things that are going on around you. How does the air feel on your skin? What do you hear? There's no need to judge it for good or bad or anything. Just notice its existence. Nothing else is needed. How does the air smell? If your eyes are open, what do you see? Notice the colors, the textures. So, happy new moon in Leo. Leo gets a really bad rap for being cocky and arrogant, showboating, but I really like Leo, and I really feel like we should all try to focus on things that we like about signs and aspects that are positive and good. And in this practice, we should, because it's a practice, we should always be finding things that we like rather than focusing our energy on things that we don't like. Focusing on things that we like gives us energy. It brings energy in because it's positive and builds us up, fills us up. Whereas focusing on negatives and dislikes carries us into a momentum of dislikes. So, you get you get back what you put in. So if you're throwing out positivity into the world, finding things you like, then that's the kind of things that you're going to get back to you, right? So the new moon is a time to set intentions for the month, for the moon cycle. It's the beginning of the cycle, so time to set goals, essentially. I follow the moon cycles rather than the regular calendar because we are part of this natural system, the universe, the planet, its seasons, and the moon's cycles fall into that area. We're part of it, so when we can attune ourselves and our lives to the natural flows around us, then we have a little bit of an easier time, rather like energetically and emotionally. We can flow a little bit easier rather than setting our intentions at the first of the month, which really doesn't have any energetic symbolism or anything going along with it, if that makes sense. So setting your goals, your intentions with the moon, as it fluctuates, it gives off certain types of energy that we can tap into and harness. Even if you don't believe in these things, which let me just point out that the moon affects the entirety of the oceans and we're mostly water. So to think that we're not affected by such things doesn't really make sense from even a scientific point of view, but I guess that's an opinion. Maybe. But with the new moon, you set your intentions, and then as it progresses towards the full moon, you're building energy. You're building up to the full moon where it reaches its peak. So this is where you do all of your work. So you're researching, you're implementing, you're charting and talking to people about it and studying and exercising and practicing and, you know, all of the stuff, whatever your goal is. And then as you go from the full moon back to the new moon, you're losing energy. So you're waning down, you're slowing down, looking at the whole as a perspective, asking yourself questions. Where can you do better? What needs to go? What's not working? What needs to be tweaked? And essentially just getting ready for the next cycle where you can either continue on your goals, your same goals, or set new ones. And by syncing your goals to the zodiac of the new moon, it kind of gives you an idea of what kind of goals to set so that you can stay balanced throughout the year. So as like Leo, the new moon in Leo today, which I still have to formulate the email about. I'll do that after this. But if you're on the email list, we'll get to that in a second. Leo, you're going to focus on confidence and showing who you are and what you've done, kind of tooting your own horn, which is not a bad thing, okay? Nobody's going to toot your horn for you. You have to let people know the things that you've done, the things that you're doing, if there's an intention behind it, you know, whatever. You're not going to get the promotion if you don't say, hey, I've done this, and this. And you have to have the confidence to say that, right? You can't create an online presence and make an income from it if you're not willing to be like, hey, I've done this, and this, and I expertise in this, and this. You know, you have to find your own successes and let people know that you're successful in those things. So Leo's confidence, but whereas Virgo would be self-care. So, you know, exercise, lifestyle, positive lifestyle changes, that kind of thing. Aquarius would be humanitarianism type stuff. Sagittarius would be adventurous type things. Where can you step into your discomfort? Capricorn would be business goals. You know, just different things. So Cancer would be family and relationships. So going through each zodiac with the moon and setting your goals to those each month helps you stay balanced so that you're giving all areas of your life attention. So let's go over here and look what Leo's got. So Leos are brave, passionate, bold, protective. They are very protective of their own, so their family, their friends. They're loyal, they're fearless. They can be good leaders. because they're willing to step up and speak out. They're generous, confident, and ambitious. The planet is the sun, which people joke about because, of course, Leo picked the sun as the planet to represent them. But it's quite fitting. So ask yourself, and I will send these out. And if you're in the email, if you're on my email list, you will get this later today, before noon. You'll get it before noon, so that you can really look over all of this and sit down and think about it. But you want to take a few minutes to tune into the energy of Leo, so that you can allow answers to come in about where you need to work on. Okay, you may already have a goal in mind, and that's fine. Does your goal for the month have to pertain to the aspects of Leo? So like confidence, passion, protection, fearlessness, leadership, generosity, confidence, ambition, that kind of stuff? No, it absolutely does not. Your goals can pertain to whatever you want, but you're going to have more energy with these types of goals. And I don't think I finished my thought process a second ago when I was talking about how the moon affects us and whatnot. If nothing else, mind over matter. Okay? If nothing else, placebo effect. If you believe that the moon has power and can affect you and your goals pertaining to it, if you set them in specific ways to conjunct with them, then that is absolutely what's going to happen. If you believe that you have that energy coming in, then you got that energy coming in. If nothing else, for the placebo effect. I've been having a hard time with my anxiety lately, and I think it's because it got really hot for 2 or 3 weeks, and usually I sit out here on my patio and work, and like all day I stay out here all the time. So I'm surrounded by nature, everything's calm and peaceful, just serene, spacious, as compared to inside the house where, you have two loud TVs and somebody playing video games and the kids are screaming and then the cats are scratching at the door. So out here's better. And but it's been so hot the past couple of weeks that I've been in the house, and I think that's why my anxiety's been up. Um, because the past couple of days it's been a little bit milder and I've been out here and I'm doing much better. So, and I knew that that was a thing for me. I knew that if I don't spend enough time outside, I get anxious and whatnot. But, sometimes we forget what is good for us and whatnot. But anyway, point of story, I got this bracelet. My wonderful husband surprised me with a bracelet, and it's beautiful and I love it, and it has aquamarine as a stone. And I've done a thing on aquamarine before, like a blog post, but couldn't remember exactly. I know it's called the mermaid stone, which is beautiful, but couldn't remember exactly what it was for, like the healing aspects and whatnot. So I went and looked it up, and it was like calming. And I was like, all right, great. So I created this whole story in my head about, because I love magic and enchantment and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Skyrim or played it. It's a game. But in Skyrim, you can make jewelry and stuff, and then you can enchant them with special powers, right? So in my head, I had this whole story going along with how this bracelet is enchanted with calming powers, right? And if you can just kind of create the story and the energy around that in your head, you can absolutely feel it go throughout your body in real life, okay? And you sit here and you think, okay, really feel the story of the calming bracelet in your head. Really sit there and imagine it. Feel what it would feel like to have this magic bracelet, and you put it on and you instantly calm and relax and release tension and everything's serene and fine. And, you know, it's essentially a placebo effect. Things don't hold power. We're the ones that hold power. But you can absolutely do that with whatever piece of jewelry you like, a rock, a crystal, you know, enchant something in your life for something that you need. And if you have something that has a crystal or a gem or whatever in it that actually holds some of these properties, then all the more better. Because you can just go the extra step in convincing yourself that it is true. It really is an enchanted bracelet. And that'll help. But anyway, back to the moon. So let me know what your intentions are for this cycle. Do you need to find more confidence in something? Do you need to find fearlessness? Is there something that you need to step into your power with and get into? What are you trying to do? What are your goals, and how can you take the aspects of Leo, boldness, passion, confidence, loyalty, how can you take those and turn them into pertaining to your goals? Okay, so for example, let's see, if your goal is to build an online presence, what do you need to do to have more confidence in that, more passion in that, more showboatiness? Showboatiness is not always a bad thing, okay? It all depends on intention in the heart. If you're being showboaty because you're egotistical and you just want people to give you energy and attention, then sure, it's not a great thing. But we can do a whole episode on good versus bad and if that's even really a thing. It's not. But anyway, it's also subjective. But if your goal is to get healthy, you know, like lifestyle changes and whatnot, then how can you find the ambition to do that? The boldness to really go above and beyond with it? Can you find a way to make it passionate? So there's just different things like that. And I have prompts in the email that you will get today. And it has questions. It has all of the aspects. It explains how to go about doing it. And it's essentially a meditation. I don't ever want you to look at a question and just immediately answer it. I want you to hear the question or read the question. Sit back for a second with the question in your mind. Take a few deep breaths. Open your mind and your heart to the answer. So you're not trying to find the answer. You're not looking around going, okay, well, there's this aspect and then there's this aspect and then I can do this and let me Google some stuff. And just sit back, create some space, and we're working on the space with the meditations, okay? So that's how we're going to learn how to do that. And so we're not looking for the answer. We're allowing the answer to come to us, okay? When you create the space with the question in mind, then whatever pops in your head as the answer is the answer. Let me read some of these questions to you. Is there anything that you're wanting to do but haven't out of fear? Is there a leadership role that needs you to step into it? Man, I have a problem with that one. I don't know how not to step into a leadership role. And it's not out of, I want to be a leader at all. It's out of, gosh, somebody needs to take control of this situation. It is absolutely chaotic. Crap. You know, because I so often see there are so many positions of leadership out there, guys. There's so much. They need you. They need people with good intentions who want to help, who want to help people, who want to help themselves, who want to help the greater good of us all, to step into these powers and lead people towards progress. That was the thing that started everything I do. I had the realization that nobody wants to lead, but somebody needs to. Okay, look around. Ugh. Which leads me to taking on way more than I can handle. Looking at hiring a team because, good God, there's stuff out here that needs a little bit of organization and leadership. But so the Leo new moon is asking you, where in your life can you step into a position of leadership where there's chaos, things not being handled properly, people lost and confused? Because most people want to be a follower, but you know what? You can learn to be a leader even if you're not a leader. And I am 100% an example of that. I was never the leader in friend groups. I always wanted to follow. I wanted you to tell me what to do and let's go for it. Yeah. But it came to a point where that wasn't really an option for me anymore. And if I wanted things to progress, I had to learn to take charge. And things are much better now. So there's no more confusion or wishy-washiness or back and forth. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Um, you learn and you grow. Do you need to work on your confidence or self-esteem? I have a ton of resources for that. Reach out to me if that's the case. Is there a leap you need to take? An area that could use some more attention? And like I said, I have this whole thing, and we have more questions. All right, so yeah, these are pretty good. Do you act in full alignment with your beliefs? So yeah, get your journal ready, and I will email this over to you. I said it was going to be before noon. I'm going to try to get it before noon, but as I'm sitting here talking to you on my patio, I'm watching my husband load up his kayak, and I'm probably going to go with him. So I'm going to try to get it to you before noon. If I don't, it will definitely be to you by the end of the day. But the great thing about moon energy is that you have 3 days to harness in the energy of that and set your intentions and goals to it. So we've got plenty of time. That's another thing. That's another reason I really enjoy syncing myself, my habits, my business habits, all of the things to the universe around you, because the universe gives you cues and it gives you time to do everything. We know the new moon is coming so that we have, as long as we're keeping track of the moon cycles and whatnot. And it's as simple as, like, at first, yeah, it might take a little, there's progression of learning is incompetent, incompetence, wait, unconscious incompetence, which is you don't know what you don't know, okay? And then, like, if you've never seen shoes a day in your life, you don't know that you don't know how to tie your shoes. Conscious incompetence is when now you know shoes exist and now you know that you don't know how to tie them. Conscious competence is the next step. Now you can tie your shoes, but it takes a little bit of thinking and effort and stuff. And then unconscious competence is where you just do it automatically. You don't even think about it anymore. So this is just like anything else. At first, yeah, it may take like some focus, a little bit of focus and energy, because you got to keep track of it and whatnot. But there's an app for that. But now, like, I don't even use my apps anymore unless I'm doing something like this. I'm like, I know the new moon's coming up, so what is it in? But at the same time, all I have to do, now that I'm used to it, is walk outside at night and look and see what the moon's doing. And then I know that we're in Leo right now, which means the new moon is in Leo. So you pick up on these synced times because they just rotate the cycles of the year and whatnot. So you'll get used to it. It's super simple once you get used to it. But today's email that you get with the Leo new moon will be the last, okay? The new moon intentions, as well as the full moon rituals, and I also have a whole huge section on the basics of astrology so that you can understand all of this and get more in sync with it. It's only going to be in Moon Magi, and I hate that. I really do. I want to keep doing these for you, but I just don't have the capacity anymore. It takes time and effort for me to grab them, formulate them into an email, make the graphics for them, share it out, schedule out all the stuff in not only here, but on the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, all of the places. And so I love them. I want you to use them and utilize them, but it's not providing me what I need to continue doing them at this point. So they will only be available in Moon Magi. You can find the link to that under courses on the website, earthandwater.co, or you can just shoot me a message and be like, hey, where's that again? Or I might throw a link in here. I don't know. I'll probably throw a link in here when I do the email, because today will be the last email. When I send that out, I'll probably just go ahead and post it in the Facebook group with a link. If you're interested, you can look at that. But other than that, if y'all have any questions, please let me know. The more you shoot questions at me, the better I can formulate these lives, the better I can bring information to you and get what you need to progress. What's holding you back in your goals? Please sit and think about it for a second. Figure it out. If you don't know, that's fine. You can throw me what you do know, and we can figure out what's holding you back together. Because a lot of times we don't even realize what it is. You know, we think it's this thing, but like actually it's this thing over here. And that's super common. So let me know how I can help in any way, please. And I'm happy to do so. Always happy to do so. Please never hesitate to shoot me an email or a message or post in the group, you know, whatever is most comfortable for you, and I will see it and I will get to it. And next week we will talk about, I think it's change. I think it's coping with change. Hold on, I have like 100 calendars because I'm not just one person. I'm a mom, so I'm actually 4 people. Next Tuesday is, coping with change. Okay, so coping with change. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Are you dealing with some change right now that you're having a hard time coping with? And then, you know, just the virtual of everything with COVID world. Everybody's going through some changes right now, so we're going to talk about that. And I hope to see you there. We'll start with a meditation, like always, to get our mind right, to practice, so that we can create space in our lives, so that we're not anxious and overwhelmed all the time. Because I am anxious and overwhelmed all the time. But it gives me, looking for ways to heal my own anxiety and overwhelm, helps me find tools and ways of helping you to heal yours. You know, we teach that which we need the most. So always remember that we're all human, and experts in something are usually experts in that thing because that's the thing that they need the most. Alright, and with all that being said, please let me know if you have any comments. Please let me know if this was helpful. If you're going to set your intentions to the Leo moon, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what your intentions are this month, this moon cycle. And just let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know. Talk to me. And I will see you later. I'm going to go kayaking.